Hey, this is Craig Collins. Wanted to create a quick video on Twitter to sort of demystify the enigma that is Twitter. I talk to a lot of people who, quite simply, just don't get it. A lot of people who are new to Twitter, they just don't understand it. And the problem is they haven't explored any of the tools that are available and learned how to use them. So, I mean, literally, with a little bit of education, you can pretty quickly get up and running and leverage the power of Twitter. But right now, I'm on my Twitter profile page, and for my purposes, I never come here. I never use Twitter.com. I mean, there are so many other third-party apps that I use that make it so much more user-friendly. I mean, for instance, if we click on the home page, we can look at all the tweets that are coming across my tweet stream right now. Okay, I mean that's utter chaos, right? I mean that's like being in a football stadium with 40,000 people that are talking at the same time. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to manage your Twitter account on Twitter.com. That's why so many other applications, literally hundreds, if not more, have been created to manage this chaos. So one of the tools that I want to share with you today is called TweetDeck. And TweetDeck is a free application that you can download from tweetdeck.com. There's another one that's pretty popular. It's called Hootsuite, and I use both. I use both applications for different purposes, but they're very similar in their functionality. But real quick, I use TweetDeck for all of my interactions with people. Okay, this is how I manage the conversations that are taking place on Twitter. And just to give you a quick lay of the land, at the top here, in the What's Happening bar, this is where you can enter your tweets. Okay, your 140 character tweets that you want to send out to the world. On the left here, I've got 4 columns set up, as you can see. The first one is all friends. I've got mentions. I've got a search column, and I've got one that's called connections. Okay, so the first column over here is all friends. All right, these are all of my 40,000 or whatever followers that I currently have, or people that I'm following rather. So this is the tweet stream that I see of everyone that I'm following. Okay, so I'll scan this from time to time just to see if anyone's saying anything of interest. But I spend most of my time on these 3 columns. Okay, so the mentions column, this is where people mention me at Craig H. Collins, if they've retweeted something that I've sent out or if they're just reaching out and contacting me, for instance. So I will keep an eye on this column in particular. And what I'll do is I've created a list. I'll jump over to the 4th column here called connections. And what this is basically all the people that I want to stay in touch with. Okay, these are people that have retweeted my tweets, people that I found over on the all friends list who have valuable tweets, and it looks like they're interactive and they're not just here to spam or to sell something. I'll save them on my group or my list so that I can see all of their tweets over here. The search column that I have here, this is a group of other folks that I connect with. These are friends of mine that I've made through Twitter and other social media sites. So I like to stay in touch with these folks. But the connections, I will spend most of my time over here. So I'll scroll through here throughout the day just to see what my friends are up to, see if there's anything of interest that I want to retweet. So a lot of my retweets are going to come from my friends, the people that I have relationships with through social media, and through the connections that I've made. Again, people that have retweeted me or people that I've seen on the tweet stream here. So, highly encourage you to create filters, create groups so that you can manage those connections. I mean, there's no way you can stay in touch with thousands of people on Twitter. It just doesn't make sense. So what you want to do is just spend a few minutes a day on TweetDeck or on Hootsuite. Just monitor the tweets that go through. See if you can find anyone that says anything of interest. If you do, all you want to do is hover over their name, click on Other Actions, User, and then Add to the group or list. Okay, and then I've got my connections that's shown up here. So this is my 4th column. So I'm going to add this tweeter to my connections list. Okay, because he retweeted me. And, if you have time, I might even take a look at him. So I'll click on Other Actions, User, and we can view his profile if we want to take a closer look at this individual. If you really want to discriminate who you're going to follow and who you're going to maintain contact with. So, just want to give people an idea of how you can manage Twitter, right? I mean, it is possible to harness all of the chaotic conversations that are being thrown around and just filter it down to a handful of people that you really care about. Okay, and you can create as many columns as you want here. That's the neat thing about TweetDeck and about Hootsuite. I mean, you can have, I think, an unlimited number of columns. I keep it down to 4 just for manageability. Okay, but highly recommend you use a TweetDeck or a Hootsuite to manage your activity on Twitter, and you will get so much more out of it if you just spend a few minutes learning about this tool and implementing this so that you can now manage your conversations on Twitter. So hopefully this was of some value, and I will speak to you very soon. Thanks.